guys. Today I come to you with yet another lovely weekly review of Dance with Devils. This week's episode, episode 8, totally goes left field by closing to the end of this week's episode. So in this episode, we're getting a festival at Ritsuka's school, and this is her and her brother's first festival ever attending. That's so grandiose because seriously, they have a carnival, they have the merry-go-round, they have a Ferris wheel, multiple places where you can get food and play games. It's like you're at the carnival, but you're at school. So that's how big this whole entire. If you thought this school wasn't as big, well, looking at this festival, you can imagine how much money they put into this whole ordeal to, bring about this whole thing. And it's a tradition within their festival at their school that there's a king and a queen that will dance. And the way they go about choosing the king and queen is that within the drinks, the grape drink being for the males and the orange drink being for the girls, they drink it, and whoever drinks it, they find like a little crown, one for the king and one for the queen, and they end up dancing and sitting on thrones watching everyone, and they end up dancing in the middle of the floor, almost something similar to like prom or a junior prom, something like that. So it was quite obvious it would have been Ritsuka, and then the king was Rem, so they did their little dance, and finally Ritsuka, from point of view, she finally realizes that she has feelings for Rem, and I'm thinking Rem is just trying to deny the fact that he does have feelings for Ritsuka. Also, he lied to the rest of the student council members, saying that the grimoire is in Vinay when actually the grimoire is residing in Ritsuka's body. So he deliberately lied to them. We don't know if it's out of for her safety or basically for out of obligation of wanting to retrieve the grimoire himself, but you can probably guess it's the former because he did say so himself that if he was to remove the grimoire, if he was to get the grimoire, she would die. So he's probably contemplating on whether he should really do this or not and get this book for his father. Now, Sabaris, the little dog, turned in a human form. We probably won't see him again. Probably we will by the close to the very ending of the episode of this series, probably episode 12, but he's been kicked out because he is a traitor, and the whole purpose for him being there was to retrieve the grimoire in order to revive his fallen Lord Makis. And by the end of this episode, Ritsuka, her Lindo, and Azuna are attacked by the vampires, and while they're trying to protect Ritsuka, Lindo goes back into berserk mode, just crushing all these vampires left and right. And when one of the vampires, if you remember him, he's the one that kidnapped Ritsuka's mother in the first episode, and the same one that burned down her grandfather's house within the second or third episode. He managed to capture Ritsuka, but Asuna saved her, but at the price of dying. Yes, Asuna has died in this episode. Well, from what I can see, because that vampire stabbed Azuna in the stomach, and she is losing heaps of blood. And basically, she lost so much blood that you can assume she is dead, and this causes Ritsuka to go into an emotional distress, so much so that she unleashes the power of the Grimoire, and now everybody knows that Ritsuka is the Grimoire. The vampire is like, I found her. Okay, I'm going to tell my lord after this light is done shining, I'm going to take her to my lord. So, now if Ritsuka's life wasn't in danger before, now it is, because now everybody knows. Everybody's found out who the Grimoire is. If they don't know who it is, now they know, because she, after seeing what happened to her best friend falling at her feet, you know, this caused her to unleash the power from within. It's almost like I made that comparison with Naruto, after he was went underneath this distress, it just imagine it like that. So now they have to, Lindo and probably the student council have to find some way in order to protect Ritsuka. They'll have to combine forces in order to protect her, even though that they may know that she is the Grimoire itself. So tell me your thoughts on this week's episode. of Dance with Devils. What was your most favorite part? Were you saddened by Azuna's death? Were you expecting her to die or something like that, or do you think that she's just unconscious, she'll be better, and she'll be back by, possibly the last episode? Check us out on Twitter and Tumblr. If you want to become a member of our Facebook page, it's in the link, it's in the description box below. Just click the link, you'll be there. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later.